Bunker 413. The blizzard came suddenly. That morning everything seemed harmless. Laughter, footprints in the snow, steaming cups of tea. But when the sky fell and the wind began to cut through her face like glass, everything turned white. Her name was Anna, and she was walking last. Her friends' voices were gone, swallowed by the storm. Her breath came out in ragged clouds, her steps heavy. Snow devoured every sound until there was only silence. She kept walking, though her legs were numb. The backpack dragged her down, her eyelids heavy. The mountains seemed to breathe with cold. Just when she thought she would fall, something cracked under her boots, a thin, sharp sound, and the ground disappeared. A scream escaped, then nothing but white. When Anna opened her eyes, everything was silent. The air was dense, warm. She was lying on concrete. She reached for her flashlight and turned it on. The beam slid across damp walls. A narrow concrete tunnel, high enough to stand. Drops of water fell rhythmically from above. She walked forward. A few meters ahead, a rusty metal grate blocked the path. It wobbled. Anna kicked it once, twice. It broke loose with a violent crash, echoing endlessly down the corridor. The sound felt alive, like something had heard her. A staircase led down. The iron steps were slick with frost. Faded German words on the walls. Half-erased swastikas. Her heart pounded. It was a bunker, a scar from another time. She found rooms, rusty beds, metal lockers, maps and papers scattered everywhere. Dust covered everything, thick like snow. In an officer's room she found a desk, buried under yellowed files. She picked one up, typed in German, Versuchspersonen, test subjects, medizinische Experimente, medical experiments. On the wall hung a large map of the complex, several sectors, one marked energy, electric power. Maybe something still worked. She followed the map. The generator room smelled of metal and oil. In the center stood a massive lever, old and rusted. She hesitated, then pulled it down. Sparks burst. A deep mechanical rumble rolled through the halls. Lights flickered one by one, until the bunker came alive. Shadows moved where there should be none. She wandered through the corridors. Old vehicles rested in hangars, trucks, staff cars, BMW motorcycles from the war. In another hall, a mess room, shelves lined with dusty cans. She opened one. The smell was fine. The taste, surprisingly normal, as if time itself refused to pass here. It was warm now, quiet, safe enough to rest. Anna returned to the officer's room, sat on the bed, and closed her eyes. When she woke up, she couldn't move. Her eyes opened, but her body was frozen. Panic surged. Two figures stood above her. One wore a German uniform, the other a white medical coat. In the doctor's hand, a scalpel. They spoke in German, fast, clipped tones. Schneller. Wir brauchen Ergebnisse. Faster. We need results. Anna wanted to scream, to tell them they were wrong, but her voice wouldn't come. The metal touched her skin. Cold, sharp. Pain shot through her body. Flashes of light. Screams near and far. She saw prisoners, doctors, soldiers, blood, torture. Everything they suffered, she felt. Then silence. When she opened her eyes again, she was back on the bed. Everything exactly as before. The dust, the lamp, the map. Her hands trembled. It couldn't have been a dream. She ran into the corridor. The flashlight trembled. In its beam, shadows walking. Soldiers, prisoners, doctors. Transparent, moving through the walls, ignoring her presence. In the officer's room again. A man stood there. Real, solid. An officer in uniform. He turned his head toward her, his eyes cold. He stepped closer and struck her across the face. The pain burned. Real, physical. She screamed and shoved him. He hit the wall and vanished, dissolved into dust. She ran. Corridors twisted endlessly. The air grew colder. There, the grate, the stairs, the faint light above. Anna climbed up, bursting through snow. The cold bit her lungs, but she smiled. She was out. Voices shouted in the distance. Her friends. They were running toward her. But then she froze. Her body lay in the snow, pale, motionless. One of her friends screamed into a radio. Another pressed his hands on her chest. The rhythmic sound of a helicopter filled the air. They lifted her body onto a stretcher. Anna watched, standing beside them. When the helicopter rose, she was inside it too. Warm light. The hum of engines. Safety. She woke up in a hospital. White walls. Quiet halls. Alive. Safe. She stood, walked to the door, and opened it. The hospital corridor faded, and the same dark concrete hallway stretched before her. Flickering lights. The sound of dripping water. She screamed, but the echo swallowed her voice. Now she understood. No one had come. No one had saved her. Her body was still buried in the snow. But her soul remained here, in the bunker. Restless shadows. The bunker never forgot. It only waits.